this on? Okay, it's on. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today?
Hello.
Oh, are we responding?
Yeah, I was asking you guys. How are you doing today?
Good. I was hoping we're going to get some audience engagement.
Oh, there's no one watching right now.
You don't know that.
Scream real loud into the computer, everyone.
There's a guy in the kitchen watching.
Weird. Welcome to another episode of Drunkards and Dragons, the show where we roll some dice, have some drinks, and try not to die with anything. Or to both of those things.
Yeah, you guys don't to either of those things.
Wow, yeah.
Are you drunk already?
Yep.
We're already losing.
So, the episode from our last session, for whatever reason, the file got corrupted, and I couldn't get the play on my computer at all. And then it never would upload to YouTube, and I tried to download it off Twitch, but Twitch only holds them for so long. So, fortunately, we lost another episode.
And it was epic.
It was a pretty long one.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah. So I figured I'd just kind of go around the table and see what everyone remembers from last week, and then I'll fill in the gaps.
We saved the Guardian.
That was at the end of the session.
Yes, it was. That's what I remember. The end of the session.
I remember being naked.
Mm-hmm.
Always naked.
Hungover. And walking back to town with Ithlin as neither of us could walk without the aid of the other.
Yeah, we were really hungover.
And we
Both of you half nude.
went and got me some clothes. Finally, for the first time. I'm fully clothed. And we decided to go to the Myriad to help gain their trust and aid in our coming fight. And Alexia, her mark came back slightly, and I was informed that if we went and solved this problem for the Vermeer people, which was either helping to cleanse their ancient guardian or to put it out of its misery if it could not be saved, that they might consider lending aid to us. At least that's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. Ithlin held interviews for staff at our keep.
Yeah, it's fully staffed now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was weird.
No one currently there except for the staff, but the staff is fully staffed.
Yeah, I mean, you guys basically got it.
And I don't think we ever saw Awen because she just don't have time for us. But her
Mirrodin.
the protege, semi-protege, list boy, filled us in on Guardian stuff, led us as far as he could, and then kind of just pointed us in the direction. Ithlin did not heed Alexia's suggestion to focus on cleansing the Guardian without taking it out.
I only have fire magic. That doesn't work out well for me.
So Alexia sacrificed her body a little bit, and with the aid of Varys, I don't know, potentially persuaded the Guardian to, I don't know, revert back to its old self and allow us to make amends for the harm that came to it from my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And then some voodoo magic stuff with my mark, and then poof, giant wolf guardian is now a little wolf pup in my arms.
Yes, almost. That's all pretty much right.
100% accurate.
So during the battle, there came a point where it was trying to crush Alexia in its jaws.
Yes, it was.
And just had this massive wolf maw over her body. And the armor that had been constructed is very, very sturdy. The new armor that she's wearing, it tried very hard, but it actually didn't pierce the scales. What you took more so was crushing damage from just this immense weight of its jaw around your body. But You kind of examine your armor, and it's fine. It's actually not damaged in the slightest. None of the scales are out of place. None of them are even, the beginning of indentations are there, but there's really no markings indicating that you're in the jaws of a massive creature. When you look at where your mark was, it's actually entirely gone. It has been expended.
Interesting. So I was like imbued with some sort of like ability to connect with the guardian,
Yeah?
potentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my mind goes.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is that because Alexia has like a connection to, and not necessarily a connection, but like she's kind of one with nature sometimes, and like the guardian kind of took a form that she enjoys having around. So it's like showing our connection, because the guardian's usually connected to like the royal family.
To the forest.
Sure.
Okay, so we're picking up now, so.
I hug the wolf pup.
It is basically the status of a newborn puppy. It's like, eyes are closed, and it's barely moving. It kind of like, as you like hug it, it kind of like barely lifts up its snout a little bit, like wet nose against your chin.
Yeah. Adorable.
The massive horns that the guardian displayed, there's these tiny little stubs on its forehead. The color has shifted from the black and red corruption that it was, and it takes on its usual color of this silver wolf with blue accented markings all over its fur.
Well, I think it's about time we get this pup home. I turn around and start to exit the area that we've entered.
I just kind of like walk side by Alexia. Look at the little puppy, and well, he doesn't seem so vicious now. And I take my finger and I like go under his chin and just like rub.
It barely responds, just kind of lifts up slightly, but it's still basically asleep.
What about the surrounding area? Does it still seem like it's all messed up?
The small patch of corruption that remains as you guys walk out of this clearing, it is still there. It is not left.
Mm. Well then. I guess I'll lead the way and clear a path for everybody
Okay.
with my swords.
The way you came isn't much. It's not really damaged.
Yeah, but I watch out for any of the
Yeah.
vines coming up to try and get somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Poison plants.
As you begin walking out, you do start to see signs of wilting. And you see the patch of corruption you guys have been traveling through. It seems like it's slowly dying. And you guys were here just hours ago, and it was lush and powerful. So, it would seem that whatever corruption was holding on to is at last dying now.
Well, hopefully with the corruption dying out, the vegetation will be able to heal and grow back again.
You guys arrive back in the clearing where Mirrodin had left you, and he's just kind of pacing back and forth.
Like he waited for it?
Yeah, he's just pacing back and forth, arms behind his back, just walking back and forth over and over again.
I feel like he would have had more important things to do.
And you see that on the ground there's this very deep indentation of him walking back and forth. So he must have been doing this for quite some time. And his ears kind of perk up and he hears you guys coming and turns around and he says, "Oh my god, you guys are alive!"
Well, did you expect us to die?
Does he not remember he died before?
Look, those were under different circumstances.
Yes. We do not typically die too easily.
Says, "What's that in your arms?"
This is the mighty guardian.
Kind of just like hold him out a little bit.
And says, "Wow. I thought he'd be a lot bigger."
He was at one point.
It's as if with the corruption gone from his body, he was born anew.
And he goes, "Well, do you guys need any healing of any kind? Are you guys okay? Any cuts, bruises, sprained injuries, broken bones?"
No, I believe Varys assisted with all of that.
I'm a bit hungry, though.
And he produces kind of a twig from his belt and he holds it out and berries bloom on it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I pick one of the berries.
Mm-hmm.
Just like examine it and just eat that.
It's very, very ripe, and as it kind of slices down your throat, you feel immediately full.
Well, that definitely hit the spot.
I too eat a berry. I also take one and squish it to see if the pup will lick it.
You kind of you see his nose twitch a little bit, but he doesn't really react.
He is not interested in good berries.
He says, "Well, come on, guys. There's plenty where that came from."
I flick the squish berry off my finger. And continue to follow Nerd.
Okay. He leads you through the city, and you guys take kind of a back way away from the people, and eventually leads you into the palace. And he brings you back into that same waiting room you guys were before. And he says, "I'll go get Aelin. Just stay right here. Don't worry."
And now we wait.
I have a seat and just relax.
Oh,
Sink into the cushions. I put the puppy on one of the pillows.
after a few moments, it opens his eyes and kind of looks around and kind of stands up and looks around a little bit more and starts smelling the air. And then he takes kind of a step forward and tumbles off the couch onto the ground, but he catches himself.
Because I catch him.
But starts walking around kind of smelling everything.
I begin playing music on my harp.
Okay. Anything you guys want to discuss while you wait?
Have you decided on a name for him yet?
No. Perhaps he already has a name.
Yes, because I'm about to give him one.
Nope.
We shall call him Balto.
Sounds like an interesting name.
Kind of looks like a little puppy growl.
I think he likes it.
I guess if that's how we're interpreting a growl.
I interpret the growl.
Cool. Alright, well. So, only about 20 minutes past this time.
Wait.
As
In that 20 minutes, I would like to use prestidigitation to make a little ball
okay,
and play fetch with the pup.
it does not fetch. You throw the ball and it kind of looks at it and looks at you.
He's above that.
Well, come on now. I'd imagine that after being reborn as a young little pup, you'd want to let out some of that energy and run around. Come on now. I whistle to it and throw the ball again.
Again, it kind of looks at it and looks at you, and then jumps back from the couch and lays down on the pillow.
Come on, I snap my finger in the ball. Just
Awen bursts in through the doors. A little more urgent than you've seen her before. The last time we saw her this urgent was when you guys were assaulting the palace.
The good old days.
And she bursts open through the doors, and she kind of looks around at all three of you, and she says, "I'm relieved you came back safe."
yes, it was no easy task, but here we are. And we even brought him. I pointed to the little puppy.
Hey, maybe it's a girl.
We brought it.
She kind of walks over and lifts it up, and he kind of starts growling at her, and she goes, "Stop that!" And it stops immediately. And it starts speaking kind of not whimpers exactly, but kind of just low, kind of growls and little huffs. And she says, "Yes, I understand you've been through a lot, but I'm just relieved you're alive, honestly."
She speaks guardian.
And she kind of has this, lengthy, about minute or two conversation with it, where she's just kind of replying on her side of things. And she says, "All right, I'll put you down. I didn't mean any disrespect." And she kind of drops him back onto the pillow and kind of sits there. And she says, "This is fascinating." And she says, "Let me see your hand." She looks to you, Alexia.
I hold out my hand.
Yeah, she says, "As I suspected, it's completely gone." It seems that in your willingness to sacrifice yourself, you somehow powered up the mark to become a purifying agent, denouncing your right to the throne and show, but
Oh.
proving yourself in many other ways. Says, "Yes, I think that this will be more than enough to satisfy the council."
Will they speak with us now?
If you wish to speak to them, yes. But we have many preparations ahead of us.
Preparations for what exactly?
Coronation, of course.
What? We haven't even discussed with the people, or the council, or anyone.
The council makes the decision. It'll be up to you to win over the people, though.
Duh.
I never thought I'd see a half-elf become our ruler, but it seems that these are trying times.
Nice.
Boom. Easiest crown I've ever got. Well, I'm sure winning over the people will not be an easy feat.
Says, "Yes, well, I hope the speech is good."
Can I have the speech proxy?
No.
No.
She says, "But before we finalize anything, I want you to come with me."
Very well. Where are we going?
Says, "You'll see."
Is she wanting only Alexia to go with her?
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. Majesty.
I'm nervous.
Good. So she brings you down this long hallway, and you see the entranceway in the distance, the throne room that you fought your grandfather at as long ago as it was. And you kind of have that vivid flashback of fighting everyone in that throne room and seeing the demon unleashed after you fell him. She kind of notices you dawdling there, and she says, "This way." She kind of snaps you out of it as you follow her. And she brings you into this room where it's more stone than wood. But as you come to this stone platform, there are several other elves there, all wearing the same colors of Vamira, wearing the same kind of robe structure. And in the center, you see the Will of the Land that had lost its power for quite a long time. And it's still pretty dang. It only emits a slight glow. But as she opens the door, she kind of beckons you to go in first. And they all kind of stand up and look at you, and they're confused why you're there.
I walk in slowly.
There's kind of a awkward silence for a second, and one of them stands up and says, "Awen, what is this? Why have you brought this half-elf here?" She says, "This is no mere half-elf. This is the granddaughter of our late king, champion of Vanden. She helped purify the forest, and she purified the guardian." And a couple are like, "Just nonsense, it's impossible." And a couple others stand up, and one says, "I will not stand for this mockery of our traditions." And anyone says, "If you would wish to preserve tradition, then you would obey its laws. It is not for us to decide." She kind of turns to you and says, "Lux, you have a seat."
Hesitantly sit down.
After you sit down, the others look to each other, and eventually they all sit down as well. As you look around the room, you notice that the detail of the stone, while they're not made of trees, much like the rest of the mirror is, you see very intricate carvings of different nature elements. Trees dying, trees in bloom, trees in that kind of midway fall point. Throughout this entire room, there is these kind of vibrant green vines kind of hanging across every surface of the room. And one of them finally addresses you and says, "Well, speak."
What would you like me to say?
"A fine ruler indeed." And anyone just, she kind of looks at you and she says, "Just relax." She says, "Leadership is more than just speeches and, wearing a title. Before you accept this burden, I want to know you know what this burden is. You are a half-elf. You are not immortal as we are. The greatest thing to consider is, should you accept this burden, the rest of your life will be bound here. It's not very long. There's so much of the world for you to see. Probably a good 70 years left in you.
I would have had more if I did not encounter magical spells that aged me.
And yet you did.
Yes. I did.
It says you also will not be able to call upon the power of the will of the land to its full extent.
What does that mean?
It's still depleted of its energy. The corruption took a heavy toll on it. What little power you're able to draw from it will be taxing.
It looks like it's gained more energy since the last time I've seen it.
Small amounts.
How long do you think till it has its full energy back?
I want to take this the wrong way, but you'll be long dead, I'm sure.
Then it will be ready for the next ruler.
Why do you wish this, Alexia? What point do you have in ruling Vamira? You are not one of us. We have not accepted you. The gates have been nothing but unkind to you.
That is why. I do not wish to rule Vamira. I will not have a heavy hand, punishment, anything like that. The focus is to be more of an ally to Vamira. To take Vamira to like the next stage of its existence. The world is vastly changing, and the Vamiran culture and people cannot survive alone anymore. I have been part of the outside world. I have been the outcast from my own people. At least half of where I come from. I've been outcasted my entire life. I do not simply expect you to accept me, but I do hope that you would hear and consider my words. That given the very important, dangerous events about to occur that will affect the entire world, not just humans, not just half-elves or dwarves, but everyone, that at this time it will be important for Vamira to step outside of the forest that has long protected them and take up arms with the rest of the world to protect not only themselves but also help protect others. And in doing so, building bridges and relationships to other countries to sustain your own cultural survival.
You see, she brings war to our doorstep. It's nothing more than a ploy. And,
This war would be at your doorstep with or without me. I do not ask you to change your traditions or share them, but I ask you to use them to help protect yourselves, the people of Mira, and neighboring countries. The war is on your doorstep and you cannot fight it alone. Neither can any other country. Only together do we even stand a chance.
Aeon's just amused the entire time, just watching you talk to them. Just watching their responses, and she's just kind of smirking to herself.
Rude.
as she can see that the entire room is kind of taken aback at this, this unorthodox situation where it's a half-elf addressing the council.
That doesn't feel supportive at all.
These old kind of, you can only imagine how old they probably are. And,
They probably don't look that old.
they don't look that old, but an elf could see that they have signs of aging. Although they don't die, they do age. And, even the oldest ones, they show signs of it. Aelin's one such herself, And these other elves, they do display the similar features of, you see the slight eye lines beginning to form, you see the slight kind of corner wrinkles starting to form. It's very, very slight. Something that, ordinarily you wouldn't notice, but like an elf would look at them and be like, you old man. Get them to recognize it. But you see that they're kind of taken aback, and the first time they've been probably addressed like this, in this fashion, with somebody like you. And after you get them talking, Eowyn just kind of starts doing the slow clap. And everyone kind of like shoots daggers at her as she does this. She stands up and she says, well, there you have it. The council will not go to war without a ruler, and I found you one. Will you obey tradition or fight against it? And
I just stand up like, what say you?
she just kind of gives you a look like, read the room.
Just kidding. I just sit back up.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, dicks. No, 12.
12. Out of the 10 people in this room, including Eowyn, not including you, the 10 council members, including Eowyn, 3 of them stand up
No.
and say, tradition or no, not see the mere fault of ruin.
Oh, okay. That means majority's on my side. Maybe. Or at least they haven't stood up.
And they kind of hastily walk out of the room. And the others that remain, they stand up and they look to you and they say, very well. Even, suppose, what does the immortal say? There is a first time for everything?
I suppose there is.
Well, your coronation tomorrow will be at dawn. I suggest you think of something good to say. You have a city to address.
Yes, I do. I'll go get started on that coronation speech right now.
As they start filtering out the other side of the room, Eowyn gets up and starts following them. She turns to you and says, well, I'll see you in the morning. And she follows them.
I collapse on the nearest chair. Or seat, whatever.
So what are you guys doing while you wait?
I just don't understand why he won't play with me. He just lays there on the pillow or he gets up and walks around in a circle.
Well, maybe he's more of a fetch a stick kind of dog.
I prestidigitate the little tiny stick.
He actually turns away from you.
He's insulted.
It's like, scratch my beard and look at him like, do you understand me?
He looks to you, and he gets up and kind of stretches, and he jumps down onto the ground, and he grabs a stick, and he snaps it between his jaws, and then lays down somewhere else.
Teenagers.
I start heading out. Back to the waiting room, I guess.
Alexia kind of comes back in. You see the colors kind of drain from her face. She looks kind of distant.
It looks like it didn't go very well.
I wouldn't say that to her face. Hello?
Where's Balto?
Point over where he's laying.
I go over to him. Try to coax him over to me.
After you say Balto, he starts growling.
Oh.
Hmm.
Then I ask him, what name would you like? Do you already have one?
He barks.
Do I understand him?
No.
Is anyone around?
No.
Hmm.
I reach down to scratch him and I just say, well, I'll ask Awen next time I see her. Since she seems to understand you.
Well, you know, he seems to like you an awful lot. If he is capable of communicating, I could make it so you could understand him and he could understand you.
How long would that last?
About an hour.
That could be interesting.
Alright. Here you go. Cast tongues on Alexia.
Okay. It doesn't seem to work. As he
Aw.
is not speaking the language. So he kind of barks again. It's a bark.
I don't think this is working.
Yeah.
At least it's not translating into any language I understand.
Well, I don't know. Let's test it out. Is it working? I say in Orcish.
Do you
I
understand
mean,
him?
I know Orcish anyway.
Oh. See, it works. You understand.
Ah, jeez.
I'm getting a ton of retweets about today's stream, by the way, so I'm pretty happy.
I don't know what that means.
I know.
I'm an old man.
It's just kind of manual of your life.
It's accurate.
Well, all in all, that meeting could have gone worse. Only 3 of the 10 council members walked out and disagreed with what Awen was proposing as me becoming leader. But majority vote wins. Coronation is set for dawn tomorrow.
So soon.
Unfortunately, yes. And I get this, like, crazed look in my eye. And I have no speech prepared! I'm expected to address the people, and I don't know what to say. They already don't like me. Only because of the way I look. And I'm not the best with the words. They're gonna dislike me even more.
Well, you are right about that you're not very good with your words. But I think, given enough time, they'll see that you do act upon things, and that your actions will speak for you. After all, your actions have led you this far, have they not?
They have. But how can I gain the trust? Well, how can I lead the people into battle that do not trust me?
That's a good question.
People that do not even view me as a potential ruler. With or without the coronation. I fear most of them will not accept me. Will this whole venture be for naught in the end?
Maybe. But it's been fun.
That it has, Varys. That it has.
Well, who wants to get super wasted?
I'll join you. You should probably get to writing that speech.
Yes. Suppose as ruler, this is what my life will be like from now on. Business as usual.
Well, if we're done at your soon-to-be home, I would like to go and find the finest Vamirian wines.
Yeah, you guys didn't hear Awen come in, but you kind of hear her say, look at the bright side, you might not live long enough to, deal with the boar ruling a kingdom.
How are rulers typically found? Because it's not necessarily the bloodline that guarantees succession. So after me, how will you choose the next?
Whoever steps forth and proves they are worthy. Blood does not determine a ruler as it does in your kingdoms. For Vamirian culture, it is those who have the interests of the people and the land at heart. Those who care most for it. Those who prove that they are unwaverable in times of darkness and danger. You've seen what happens to those who fall to corruption and the effect it has on the land. The people will not understand. They know nothing of our customs. It's something the council keeps secret. Should the people know, all would be clamoring to prove their worthiness.
Then how do I prove my worthiness to them?
That is up to you.
Oh, God, she's so nibble.
The people cannot detest your rule. It's up to you to persuade them that you are worthy, and up to yourself to allow you to believe it. It doesn't help that we're going to war right afterwards, but...
Awen, does the Guardian have a name? Aside from the Guardian.
Oh, I don't know. She kind of looks at him, she goes, what do they call you? What do you call you? I don't know. And it kind of stands up and kind of gets a defiant stance and barks a couple times and she says, that's a weird name. It doesn't sound elvish. Who named you? He kind of barks again and says, you had a family. You were born this way? You had a brother. Oh, that's really sad. He kind of whimpers a little bit. And he says, oh, his name is Mizakazu.
Okay. What story did he just tell you of his family?
Oh. I suppose he didn't just spawn. I guess they're born this way. This mighty beast a long time ago. I believe that they were once all wolves, but perhaps the prayers of the people or interaction with the forest, who knows? But the Guardian has been the Guardian for many, many years. Since before I was born.
I look at him and say, well, Mazakazu, it's nice to finally and officially meet you.
Yeah. Kind of like happy bark.
So in addition to the speech I'm supposed to give tomorrow, what else will be occurring at the coronation?
And the coronation will be private, but afterwards you'll address the people.
So the next time they see me, I will be their ruler.
That's how it works, yes. Word has already been spread that a new ruler is being appointed.
Oh,
The
dang.
people are very happy. We'll see if they keep that up tomorrow. Many of them know your heroic deeds already, Alexia, that you are responsible for fighting back the corruption. That will help. But there are those who still refuse to accept it. Well, you, Idlin, you grew up here. How do you feel about all this?
Well, I suppose I've never really been much for politics. Don't know if I really care all that much, to be perfectly honest with you. If you're asking if I believe she is qualified, then...
No.
Well, no. But,
She helps all I do.
do I believe she is capable? Yes.
See that? Idlin believes in you.
I guess if that's what you consider believing in someone, sure.
I'd say he's the most enthusiastic about all of this.
Are you saying everyone else is less enthusiastic than he is? Because that's not great.
She says, one last thing before I go. Just speak from the heart. Your grandfather was excellent at stirring the hearts of the people, as well as letting them know what was at stake and what we were fighting for. If you can muster an ounce of what you showed in the council room just now, I think you'll be okay.
Mm.
And if not, like I said, you might be dead soon. It's not a big deal. We all could be from what it sounds like, so best not dwell on it.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have a speech to figure out.
Yes, I believe Varys is something about drinking, and I intend to do that tonight.
Party animal. You guys can go out on the town of Avon.
Nice.
Varys, you're right back at Glendale Manor to see that the furniture has been delivered.
Nice. Well, it's good to see that they managed to get out most of the things in here on time. Where's Keyleth?
That was the servant you hired, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then she would be there. She's kind of decorating, you know, trying to put fresh flowers on the dining room table and kind of meticulously and like almost anal retentive, like making sure everything's like the perfect symmetry against the wall and things like that. Wiping away any smudges that are there.
He's gonna be an asshole, but she's doing a good job. Let's see. I would like to go to like the kitchen area. I don't know if there's a basement that
There's a cellar.
is a cellar for wine specifically.
There's no wine there, but
I know, but there is a wine cellar.
Yes.
Good.
Is a wine cellar about the size of a normal tavern, like the ground floor?
Nice.
Wow.
You kind of walk in and your dark vision kicks in and you see that like it's a massive room.
I'm going to go ahead and cast light so I can get a better look around. Check for rats.
Yeah, you've seen your rats.
Alright. No rats in here. I go back upstairs and just like, where's Ithlin?
I don't know, where's that one?
Do you follow me back to my house?
Did you invite me to your house? I thought
No.
we were going and drinking.
Yeah,
Did you just walk off and not say anything?
probably. Alright.
Then I didn't follow you if you
Could've
didn't
sworn
say
you would have
anything.
just followed me. Well, Keyleth, keep up the good work. I need to go and fill up the wine cellar. I'll be back. Oh, and here's a tip. And I like leave her a little bag with like 10 platinum in it.
Oh
10
my
platinum.
god.
Jeez.
Like her whole salary.
She could retire right now off of 10 platinum.
I leave.
As you're leaving, you hear like a very loud like scream, pretty much.
She's just like, I quit. I'm done. Thanks.
Alright, I'd like to find like a wine vendor, someone that's gonna be able to sell me by the barrel.
Yeah, easy. You head back to the Tradesman's Terrace, and you see there's kind of an outdoor bar already. You know, it's about if you've ever seen a bar on the outside, they have the outside dining area. That's what this whole area is. It's about double the size of what it usually is. About the size of a tavern. Again, a ground floor tavern, an outside dining area, and you see people just drinking wine out of glasses and mugs and things like that. And, over at the far end, you see a building, as well as outside the building. There's someone also serving. There seems to be an outdoor serving area and an inside serving area.
I would like to go to the inside.
No. You head inside, and the owner is this kind of cheerful-looking elf. with curly blonde hair. And he sees you and he goes, "Ah, you must want to drink your sorrows away."
Just a bit.
If I looked like that, I would too. I'm kidding! Come in!
Nice. Well, I was wondering if you sold by the barrel here.
Oh yes, we can host a party if you'd like. 1 barrel, 2 barrels.
Well, I'm not entirely sure of how many barrels yet. I was going to sample a few and see what I liked. Is that alright?
Oh, of course, of course.
Cool. I start sampling.
Oh.
Get a good mixture of the like white wines and dark wines and like
Elven wine is much more complex than that. It is not only a thing of taste, but it's also a sensation. You recall the wine you guys drank when Sawyer died, and the feast you guys had afterwards. How it had not only complex flavors, but it'd go from kind of a spicy to a sour, or it'd be a hot to a very cold, and it just seemed to kind of whatever was in it was some kind of arcane nature for sure.
how much per barrel are you selling?
Says, well, it depends if you want basic wine or some of the good stuff or some of the very good stuff.
Tell me about the good and very good stuff.
Says, well, the good stuff, that's a gold piece per barrel. The very good stuff, it's 10 gold pieces per barrel. And he kind of pours you a glass of both.
I try both.
Okay.
Starting with the good.
The good stuff, so it actually has no sweetness to it at all. It is entirely this kind of bitter, almost spicy wine, where you drink it and it's like, oh, it's really bitter, and then you get kind of a spicy, kind of cinnamony aftertaste. And that's the taste. And then when you drink it, you feel it kind of go down your throat into your stomach, and you kind of like, and then all of a sudden it feels like there's just fire in your stomach.
And the very good stuff?
So this simultaneously drifts back and forth between sweet and sour. You drink it and you're like, oh, it's really sweet, and you're like, that's really not. And you're like, oh, but it is. That's really not. And then the nature of it, when it, after you digest a little bit, it doesn't mix well with the original wine, but that wears off after a while. These arcane effects, they're not permanent. They happen after about a minute or two, and then they go away after about a minute or two. So once it kind of settles down, you're only getting one of these arcane effects. You drink it, and it kind of hits your stomach, and kind of makes your body just tingly all over. Kind of like, all of a sudden your armor feels, really weird against your skin, or your shirt's very soft against your skin.
Well, I think I'd like 10 of the good stuff and 10 of the very good stuff.
Haha, can do, my boy. And then where am I delivering this to? And when do you need it by?
Well, I'd like to get a barrel of each of them today, if possible. I have a little bit of celebrating to do with some friends.
Oh.
The rest of it can come whenever. Galanadel Manor?
So you're the new owner of Galanadel Manor?
I am.
Ah, poor sap done in by his wife.
Yes.
I heard he had a bastard kid.
That's right, and he's the owner.
Oh, are you one of his servants then?
No.
Good work, good honest work. I hear he pays well.
He does indeed. So I owe you 110 gold, yes. I have only platinum on me, so 11 platinum
We
should
said
be
10 of the very good and 10 of the good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 10 gold and then, yeah, 100 then.
I only carry platinum on my person, so would 11 platinum be good for you?
Oh, yes.
Perhaps 4 more platinum for tipping whoever is delivering.
My, he must pay you guys well to have that kind of coin around.
It does indeed.
Well, I'll have those over as quick as I can.
Alright. Thank you. And I leave. Need to go buy glasses now. Good glasses. I go and I'm gonna go buy stuff for our celebration. Food,
Okay.
plates, silverware, glasses, however much that stuff costs.
I mean, fully furnishing the place, like, in a way where you can have, like, you know... Depends how many people you're hoping to entertain at once. You know, like, if it's, like, 100 or 50 or, you know, 20, like, something like that. Depends.
Like 20 people.
20 people. So getting that much silverware, not many glasses, they'll run you easily about 10 gold. Easy.
What else? I can do them while I'm thinking.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm working on my speech.
Okay. Do you have, like, different pieces of parchment, like, all over the table and, like, throwing the scrap ones behind you? And...
Right, pretty much. It's like crossing stuff out, being like, no, this would sound better here, but like, nope, that whole thing is scrapped. Yeah. But I asked, I don't even remember how do you say his name. Mazakazu?
Mazakazu?
Mazakazu. I asked if he'll join me during my speech. So I can just be like, look what I did.
I have this dog.
This is the guardian. Bow to him.
Kind of like tilts his head and... Oh.
Okay, well, I'll take you. You will be my
You
honored
can do the
guest.
Lion King thing with him.
This is the real ruler. But yeah, there's probably like chunks of my hair like in places because I'm just like
Okay.
ripping my hair out.
Declan, what are you doing?
Well, apparently because Varys didn't invite me,
Watching me do all of this.
doing whatever it is that he's doing. If I wanted to go to some popular place to eat and drink, where would I end up?
Okay. You'd probably be somewhere in the Tradesman Terrace.
Okay.
There's a number of, you know, fine dining restaurants down there. There's even a river in Vamira that... It's not... Don't imagine like a rushing river in the mountains, but something just kind of like a nice, smooth river.
Yeah.
Something to take a gondola ride on. Not that it's Italy, but something you could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of go down to the waterfront, and there's all these different restaurants and eating establishments just peppered around that area. The wine dispensary that he ended up at would be around there.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go get something to eat.
Okay. How fancy are you looking?
Fancy, but not like need to be well dressed to get in. So
Okay.
I'm not well dressed currently, I would imagine.
Okay. It's easy enough. Do you have a... this is your character, so...
Mhm.
Did you have a usual spot in Vamira whenever you would visit?
I don't know. I never spent a lot of time there. Like maybe when I was younger, but like recently.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a family establishment that you're... I don't know if your parents are alive still.
They'd be alive still.
Oh my
I don't know why
god.
they'd be
Are we
dead.
gonna run into your parents?
It's possible.
Why haven't you gotten married yet?
Ugh. Mom.
This is why I left. She sounds like a weird like bar wench or something.
I think the greatest thing that could possibly happen is if he introduced us to his parents, but his parents were divorced, and his father married some young, full-blooded elf, and his mother married some gnome. That's why
This
he
is
hates,
Vino.
that's
He's
why-
wonderful.
that's why he hates gnomes so much.
Ugh. Your mom lowered her standards a lot.
Yep.
I was vacationing
By
in Fall
about
Guy and I
half.
met this charming man.
He's a gnome, he's not even a man. He's not even half a man.
distracted by all that. More lame. I'll just find like some like new popular place. That's fine with me. I haven't been here in a while, so it's like I want to, see what's changed.
Yeah. Vamira's fallbacks as they don't really change a lot. So you see a lot of establishments aren't really new, but they've kind of updated their look. They've gotten more architecture added, or kind of the building's been extended, so it's a little bit bigger. Things of that nature. It's kind of the good old the same but different kind of vibe.
Okay.
But you find no trouble here. They see that you're a full-blooded elf, and they greet you in the street and like, oh, hello, and don't even regard the fact that you're probably dirty or something.
I'll just walk into just kind of the first one that catches my eye.
Yeah.
And I'll probably just order kind of whatever like special for the day they have advertised.
Okay. They have some fresh boar, and it's been seared in some kind of aioli and oil, and that is cooked with a bunch of vegetables kind of laid out on a platter, and then drippings kind of hit the vegetables and it kind of all cooks together.
Sounds good. Yep.
So what ends up being before you is basically a barbecue kind of not steak per se, but just like a slab of meat, just covered in barbecue sauce all over some vegetables. And you see like potatoes and carrots and broccoli and things like that, and it's just kind of all over it. And it's this mound of vegetables with the meat served on top of it.
Oh. Is it delicious?
It's very good. I don't know if Ethel likes barbecue, but
as long as it's delicious.
Oh, it's very good. The meat is kind of it's very, very tender, and it's got that kind of, you take a bite and it kind of falls apart in your mouth kind of texture to it.
Excellent.
It becomes very easy for you to kind of get a piece of each thing and you just kind of stack it up on your fork and just take a bite of it.
What do they have to drink here?
All selections of wines, ales, spirits.
I will order a bottle of the most expensive wine they have.
So the bottle as well as the meal will run you 6 gold.
Okay.
The most expensive wine they have is this 100% just... It's kind of like a spearmint gum the entire time.
Oh.
Like the aftertaste, not the taste of it. So like you take a drink and it's pretty sweet. Like it tastes really good, but it almost feels like you put an ice cube in your mouth afterwards, as it kind of starts to like cool your tongue, and then afterwards you're kind of breathing. It's just like you chewed a piece of spearmint gum. You're kind of like breathing. It's cold.
Sounds wonderful.
Even the liquid itself is this kind of a light blue color.
Well, I begin happily drinking that bottle of wine.
Okay. The entire bottle? Make a constitution check.
Alright! 19.
You drink an entire bottle and you starting to feel it, but
Yeah!
nothing compared to the Desert Rose.
Yeah. My body is hardened.
It's what you discover as you're eating this, matter of fact. You're like, huh. No? Weird.
Just gonna pre-game a little bit for the Party of Paris.
So, all this kind of happens at the same time. Where would you head after your meal?
Do I know where Varys lives?
Yeah, you've been there lots of times.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head that direction, see if he's there.
Yeah.
That's a long picture.
It's a long speech. I'm excited though. When you walk into the door, Keyleth greets you. And she says, I'm sorry, the master is out right now.
Oh, did he say where he was going when he would be back?
No, he just said he was going to get things.
Oh. May I wait here?
Are you trying to sell something?
I know Varys.
And who are you?
Ithlin.
Ithlin. Doesn't ring a bell. I've never met you before.
I thought you said I've been here before.
You've been here before, but she's new hire. Varys hired her last time he was here.
Yeah, we haven't met her yet. We haven't been to his house.
Not with a servant, no. This is a servant he hired while he was here on his own.
No. We went directly to the waiting room when we came into town.
Where's the girl that originally worked there? You've met her.
All of the staff that once worked there are gone.
Oh, that original one's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She retired. I just walk off.
It's about this time that Varys, grocery bags all over his arms and backpack full of stuff. He's kind of clinking as he walks.
Oh, you're here. Great. Would you mind giving me a hand with this stuff?
Sure.
Nice. Just hand you a backpack that's just cluttering and clanking with just the sound of plates and glasses and silverware. Whew. I didn't know that stocking a house would be this taxing. I'll be so glad when it's over. I don't expect to have this many guests for tonight, but it's always nice to have extra plates and cups. Hey, what kind of food do you want?
What did you buy?
I didn't buy food yet. I bought the plates and everything. Think I'm gonna carry the food around with me too? Not as strong as you are. I'm not a pack mule. Well, I do have my bag.
And Keyleth kind of comes and pushes the phone out of the way, and she goes, I can go grocery shopping for you, sir.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Just give me a list. I'll do it happily.
She just wants a tip. She won't move that.
Very eager today. But, why don't you go ahead and sit down and put your feet up or something. You're going to break. Did you want anything?
It is not my place to mingle with you or your guests.
Oh, nonsense. Come now. Would you like me to get you something to drink or perhaps some food?
I would not mind a glass of wine, maybe?
I am having a couple barrels brought here today. Yes, I'm going to have wine delivered here at some point. So yeah, feel free to get yourself a glass when it gets here.
Oh, of course. And shall I get you one? He says he's your friend.
Oh yes, this is Ithlin. If he ever comes by, you can let him in. And I have another friend, Alexia. You'll probably get to know her pretty well. She's free to come in too anytime she pleases. They are my friends, and will always be welcome here, so just keep that in mind. Alright, enough standing around. Let's go put this stuff away.
I can do that for you.
Oh, I got it.
I insist, sir. It is my duty after all.
Yes, but I like to do things on my own sometimes. This is one of those times. Come on, Ithlin. Just walk over to the kitchen. Just
Clanking the entire way.
Yep.
sitting there looking at everything where do I want this stuff? Put glasses on the top left.
So you have this kitchen that it's not exactly like spacious per se. It is spacious, but what it does have more than space is length. It's it's about about this length of the room we're in. It kind of stretches far that way, and then it's got kind of an island in the middle of it, as well as stoves and things like that, cold oven and things like that. Lots of shelves kind of lining the area, so you kind of put your silverware in one drawer and your cups in the other, and it's barely one drawer and one cupboard you filled.
It looks like he liked to have a lot of guests. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this place. Whew.
So, you're expecting company?
No, just you guys.
Oh.
What?
Multiple barrels of wine?
Well, I gotta keep it stocked, right?
Oh. Yes.
I mean, what are we gonna do if we ran out? I ordered like 10 barrels of wine to start. Or 20. 20.
20.
Yes. We've seen the wine cellar. Look at this place. I lead you down to the cellar. Like, this used to be full.
Has a slight echo as well.
Wow. Impressive. Could hold more than 20.
Yeah. I'm going to do a little traveling of the world and expand the selection. We've only got so many here in Vamira. And there was that stuff from what was that place in the desert called again? Cilios, there we go. And Cilios had that wine. That was good.
Indeed.
Well, since you can't decide on what you want to eat, and I have no idea where Alexia went, I guess I'll just go and get a couple of everything. We'll have sort of like a buffet or something. Sound good?
Yes.
Alrighty. I will be back. And I leave.
Oh.
I go and I search for all sorts of meats, fish, chicken, lots of chicken. Different variations of chicken, like turkey. And lots of vegetables and fruits. Pastries. Some coffee, if they got it. Extravagant desserts. Lots of cake. I like cake.
Not really coffee, but they do have kind of caffeinated tea essentially.
Yeah. Just something other than water and wine. And a bunch of different sauces for different things. For people to...
Yep. None of this was cooked, by the way, when you purchase it.
Oh, shit. I go and I
Do you
hire...
have staff to cook it?
No. I search for a chef or two.
Okay. And you end up down at the waterfront, where all the restaurants are kind of located, at least in the nice part of the mirror.
Nice. Are there any places that are buffet in nature?
No.
Dang it. And we'll just walk into the first shop I see.
Okay.
And look around. Excuse me.
You see the tone shift immediately as he's like, yes, what can I do for you?
I am looking for a chef or two to prepare quite a bit of food for a small party I'm having.
I'm sorry, none of our chefs are well versed in cooking garbage.
You and your friends will eat garbage.
Well, yes, I assumed that the chefs were trained to create masterpieces with the ingredients that they were given, so whether or not they create garbage is based on the quality of the chef, no?
I just assumed that all you half-elves were scavengers.
Not true. But,
Not true.
do you have anybody that you could spare? Or anyone I might be able to talk to see if they're interested?
So, are you suggesting that we shut down the restaurant for an entire evening to cater your, was it a birthday party?
Well, just,
Sobriety week?
or perhaps you could tell me where I might be able to find somebody who could do this for me?
Because all these restaurants in this area must be fully staffed at all times now, unless you could miraculously supplement the income for a night. I doubt that.
And how much is their income for one night?
He goes, I'll be right back. He comes back with another elf who has kind of got long black hair and is kind of pulled into a ponytail. And he looks at you and he says, you need my cooks for something?
Yes, I wanted to take a chef or two to...
A chef or two.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how a kitchen works?
Nope. But I would be happy to learn.
Yes. If I'd give you a chef or two, that leaves me short a chef or two. What is the nature of this affair you want them to cater to?
Oh, I've got like a bunch of food that I have no idea how to cook for some friends of mine.
Yes. And,
Sort of like a buffet.
is this a situation where you need someone to boil water or something for you?
Probably. And work some ovens that happen to be in my house.
Yes, well, I can't spare any cooks, unless you can take the whole kitchen. And then if you can take the whole kitchen, well, I've got to shut down for the night, and I doubt you can give me more money than I can make in one evening, so...
Well, how much would it cost? Just hypothetically.
If you can give me 100 gold, I'd be happily set down my shop and cater your party.
Reach into my pouch and... Here's 15 platinum. Hurry over. It's Galanadel Manor, by the way.
Kind of like looks at the coin, he like looks at the guy who brought him out there and he says, "What are you doing? Get everything ready!"
Cool.
He says, "I've told you 100 times, don't be mean to customers."
What do you want to have of? She's like, money.
Yeah, pretty much. So in a matter of hours, yeah, you have people just showing up at your door as cooks, and they're like, "Where's the kitchen?"
Oh, it's right over there. Just kind of like point in the general direction of where the kitchen is.
Hmm?
Just like scratching my brain, like, I hope they brought their own cooking utensils. That's something I forgot to buy.
And as you say that, yeah, they're like, "What are we cooking with?"
Right, you probably need cooking utensils. I'll be right back. And I go and hastily, if I had it, but I go and I buy a bunch of cooking shit.
At this point, it's just Ithlin and Keyleth, and then about 12 cooks just kind of sitting there like, "So,
How many glasses of wine have I had by now?
how many glasses of wine would you like to have?"
I don't know how many have
Roll
I had.
d20.
Yeah, did my
Oh, baby.
did the 2 barrels I requested arrive?
Oh, I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, you've had one glass of wine.
That's the worst.
In that long period of time. Slow drinker.
It's the one that tipped you over the edge. Yeah, so I returned just like, alright, I got everything, and there's clearly nothing on me, but I just have my bag of holding.
Okay.
It was like, alright, I want to stand back. And I go over to like the island in the center or whatever where you put everything, and I'm just like, take my bag and just like
Magic does not work that way, so
starts pouring out.
it does not pour out. You kind of, nothing happens.
Oh, I like reach into it and start pulling
There you
shit
go,
out.
yeah.
It just
There you go. So all the cooking utensils and the groceries you bought, the extravagant desserts you ordered, things of that nature, that'll probably run you all about 20 gold.
cool.
Food is the most of that costs, but as there's now just kind of littering the island in the center, and some of the counter space just raw meat and vegetables and sugars and spices and fruits and things of that nature just kind of lining everywhere.
Nice.
And they go, well, we'll get to work, sir. And they start immediately. They kind of light the oven. And whoosh, and they start cooking on the open flames.
I go out into like the waiting room and just kind of sit down and like
As soon as you sit down, you hear a
knock at the door.
yeah.
Get up.
I got one elf. You see an elf there, and he's got a clipboard. And he goes, "Did you order 20 barrels of wine?
I did.
Need you to sign here, please."
I sign in Elven.
And he goes,
I think I
he goes, "All right, well, enjoy," and just leaves on the doorstep.
Nice. Dang it. I don't have the thing. Well then. Guess I better start taking these things down then. Did he leave them? Are they just the barrels? Or did
It's
he...
just the barrels littering the front entrance to your house at this point.
Nice.
And they're about waist high.
I cast message for Ithlin, wherever he is.
Well, it's probably good I'm not like blackout drunk. So
Hey, where are you?
in the dining room.
Would you mind giving me a hand out here, near the front?
Mm,
All of my wine has arrived.
I head out there.
You see the extravagance of 20 barrels of wine out on his front lawn, essentially.
Want to give me a hand with these? Alright.
I do so.
Take them one at a time, unless you can manage more. How big are these? Do they look like they need 2 people?
Probably one person could carry one pretty easily.
Oh, okay.
If you had a minimum of 10 strength, you could carry one pretty easily. But they're so large that it'd just be hard to get the grip on another one. But you're more than willing to try.
Well, it looks like these can be carried one at a time. And we'll just put, let's see. Do they have like markings on them to show which ones are which?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Uh,
let's go ahead and grab the same ones and head downstairs or into the cellar.
one is called Sunny Disposition, and then the other one is called Tartar.
I imagine the sunny disposition is the less quality one. I don't know. Won't know till we try it. Let's let's go ahead and take these down. And then once we get to the wine cellar, I'm just like, put these ones on the left and the other ones on the right. Like this.
Fills up about a 20-foot radius on both sides. And you still have this massive, cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a start. It's still sad, but it's a start.
At this point, you realize you don't have any way to tap the barrels.
Yes. Just take the top off and just...
Strength check it.
I mean, when in doubt, brute force it.
That's what I do.
Alright.
Wait a moment. Can I like prestidigitate a tap for a minute and just put it
It only lasts for an hour.
and then just
Once the hour dissipates, you have a hole in your barrel.
yeah, that's right. What else do I have? Can you believe that they sold me all this wine and they didn't give me a tap? You would think with such a order for a personal person they would do me the kindness to provide a tap. Now I have to leave again. I'll be back. I'll go to the same place that I got the wine from.
Says, back from normal already.
Not quite. I need a tap for the wine.
They did not give you taps.
They did not.
I'm gonna fire somebody. Oh.
I'm sure it's just a
No, please.
simple mistake.
Please. Take these on me, and he gives you 10.
Alright. Well, thank you. It's going to be much easier to get that wine out now. Have a good day. I leave and I come back and I go and get 2 glasses of wine. 3 glasses. I'm sure Ethan wants one.
Oh yes.
Honestly, I'm just sure he just wants like 1 barrel of each or something. But I go and I get my glass and I get a little bit and try it, figure out which one is which. Trying the sunny disposition first.
Is indeed the one that makes your belly warm when you drink it.
Uh-huh. Alright. I just leave my glass on the barrel and I'm just like, here you go. And I hand you a tap. I'm like, take however much you want from whatever you want. And then I go and I put a tap in the other one, the... I want to say it was something pretentious, like tart.
Tart star.
Tart start.
Tar. Tart star.
Tart star.
Yeah.
I roll my eyes trying to read the label. And I fill up a glass and go back up and I find Keyleth and I'm like, that glass of wine that I promised you.
Oh, she takes it then.
Mm-hmm.
She says, thank you, my lord. You are too kind to me.
Oh, and I have kitchen staff that are preparing an absurd amount of food. You're more than welcome to join us.
I would not be proper.
Oh. Well, at least if you're hungry, feel free to take whatever you want. I'm going to go and sit over here and just rest my eyes a bit. I'll just sit there.
No? What's Lexi doing at this point?
Rereading, making slight changes to the speech, and then she collapses because she's tired.
Okay. No?
Then has a thought to go find Varys and
Okay. The food's prepared around, it's finally all finished, closer to around 8 at night.
Nice. So have they prepared it on the table and just set it up on plates?
It's actually served pretty decadently. They take what little silverware and plates you have, and they kind of set up portions and have all served it now in the dining area.
Nice. Well, what are you guys waiting for? Go to town.
So it's you and Ethelyn and Kate Keelith at this point. Awen arrives with Mirrodin at some point.
Oh. I didn't expect to see you two.
Mirrodin's like, well, she never says no to a free drink. And she kind of like shoots him a look. She says, speaking of, go get me one.
Ooh. Speaking out of turn.
And he says, of course. And he doesn't even ask for directions where it's at. He just runs around trying to I need a drink. She kind of looks around. She says, well, it's quite something, Varys. You've it's less drab than it was.
It's a work in progress.
Well, I'm sure the Longdale Manor will see its glory days once again.
Yes, indeed it shall.
Yes, your father was quite fond of throwing decadent parties himself.
I remember, yes. Perhaps in the coming years, we'll have to host parties for future queen. Just sitting there, eating, going ham on the chicken.
Okay.
I do pick Mizakazu up and start heading towards Galan Tillman.
No.
With
It-
his
it-
royal pill.
It may be your imagination, but he seems bigger than he was in the last couple hours.
Oh god. He's growing. Exponentially.
Alright. So, before long, you see Awen and Mirrodin kind of sitting there having a glass of wine, and wherever Ithlin is.
Down in the cellar, mixing the two wines together.
It's almost like chewing Big Red and Spearmint at the same time.
Ugh.
And the feeling in your stomach is that of one that gets really, really warm, and then almost icy cold, and then it sits in the middle of that purgatory of the two for a
So
little
it's
bit.
lukewarm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the worst place to be.
Alright. Well, after I've done that a few times, I head upstairs and get something to eat.
Yeah. When you come in, you see that Keel has made herself very comfortable, and you kind of knock on the door, and she opens up the door, and she goes, "What do you want?
What?
What do you want? We're having a party. You want to come have a party?"
Oh my god.
She get drunk.
Yeah.
shitty white girl listed. I'm Alexia. Looking for Varys and Iflin. I assume they're here.
She just kind of gestures broadly. Doesn't even give you a specific like direction. She's like, yeah.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna come in now, and I like squeeze past her into the house and walk away. I go to the dining area.
You hear the door close behind you, and you look behind you, and she's outside, and she has closed the door.
The wrong way.
Yeah.
I stop and turn around, open the door, and pull her into the house, and then close
She's
the
like,
door.
hey, come on in. We're having a party.
Yes, the party's inside. Pull her in and close the door. I put Misakazu down,
Okay.
so you just follow me.
She kind of like sniffs the air and runs off.
I follow him. I follow his nose.
Okay. He runs into the dining area, and you see just all this decadent food laid out.
I put him a plate. Together a plate.
He bypasses the plate entirely and kind of jumps up on the table and
Oh,
just
dang.
starts eating one of the main
Oh, no.
entrees. Just this
The whole chicken.
huge kind of like roast that's been prepared. He just starts digging into it.
I immediately am just like, hey! Spirit guardian or not of Vamira, you're going to sit in a chair and eat from a plate like a normal person.
Have some class.
Have some manners.
Kind of like wraps his jaws around the roast and jumps off the table and runs off.
Or that.
I just walk up. Well, he sure is a natural born hunter.
Is this what I have to look forward to now? Is this dog coming in here every once in a while and just stealing food?
He is the guardian of the force. You will respect him. He does what he wants. He's also a teenager.
Well, at least he's running around now, instead of just laying about all day.
He does seem like he's gotten a bit bigger.
That's probably just your imagination.
Perhaps. Well, lads, what are we drinking and eating?
Well, eat whatever you want.
Well, I guess technically Iflin's still in the cellar, huh?
No, he's up at the
Oh, you
top.
don't?
As you're walking up the cellar, you see Mizakazu just run by you with a whole roast in his mouth. It's kind of dripping all over the floor, and
Half dragging because
Yeah.
he's not very big.
yeah.
Oh, Keyleth is gonna have an interesting hangover day tomorrow.
You want wine?
Sure, I'll take a glass.
I'll get you some wine. Go downstairs. I'm like, don't know why I thought about, or why I didn't think of this earlier. And I just bring out 2 barrels,
Okay.
put them at like an end of the table that isn't surrounded by food. Help yourself.
I try a sip of each. I go for the one that warms my belly.
Okay.
Apparently that one is the less expensive of the 2. The other one is just this weird sweet and sour sensation all the time. I don't really like it, but you know, the people with the stick up their ass really like it for whatever reason. This stuff reminds me of home in a way.
Awen kind of enters and she sits down and she says, drinking, Alexia, it's not very becoming of a queen. I'm kidding.
It just drips out. Well, fuck. Then I deny the crap.
It's your coronation tomorrow, no less. Oof.
I'm only having one. I don't drink like these 2. Not anymore.
Speaking of which, are you okay? Mithlin?
How many glasses have I had now?
Both one.
Only one more.
5.
Ooh, 5.
You're up to 5 now.
Oh, 5 total.
You had 4 of those mixtures, and you now have this just, man, not sure. It feels really good. Like, you're kind of like doing this in your seat subconsciously as it kind of hits against your skin. But like, you're not aware you're doing this, so you're just like, yeah, fine.
No, this is normal. Oh, I don't stop drinking.
Okay.
Well, he never answered me. It seems I have some catching up to do. I just start I stand over by the wine barrel and just fill up a glass and just
Down
knock
it.
it back and fill up another one.
Okay.
I stop at about 3 doing that, and I fill up a 4th one. I'm like, whew! And go back to my seat.
Okay.
But funny enough, there is no head of the table. Everyone is equal.
I like it. You see,
I mean, later on when she visits, I'll have to put out the head of table for her.
you hear this kind of shriek in the distance, and you hear Keyleth. She kind of comes in the diner and she says, "There's a really big rat in there, and
Rat?
he's eating food."
That's not a rat.
Alright,
big and
show me
fuzzy
where
like
he
a rat.
is.
It's a wolf pup. I don't trust your drunk goggle eyelids right now.
Show me, Keyleth.
She leads you into one of the guest bedrooms. And he's just on the floor, just kind of chewing it. It's the wolf.
It's not a rat, Keyleth. It's a wolf.
It's big and fuzzy.
Yes. Maybe he is a rat.
It's just, hey.
You're eating food for free.
That's scavenger.
So you like meat, huh?
He's gone about halfway through the roast at this point.
Just leave it be. Make sure you don't drag the bones somewhere where it's going to sit forever. Leave it out in the open somewhere. You hear me? I'm talking to the dog.
Kind of puts his back to you again. Picks up the roast, puts it behind him, and starts eating it.
Let's go back to the others. Are you okay?
I don't think that was a rat.
It wasn't a rat. This is a dog. A wolf, to be exact. Wolf pup. I don't know, my friend's got a new pet. It's driving me crazy already. I go back to the others.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to discuss?
Not really. So, what have they told you about your coronation so far, other than it's happening?
Well, my understanding is the coronation, ceremony is private. So the next time the people of Amira see me, I will be their queen. And then I get to address them as such.
So it seems like your dreams have come true.
I suppose they have.
Yes, I'm sure it's every little girl's dream to grow up to be queen and lead her people into certain death. Sorry, did I ruin the moment?
That you would.
Yeah.
What was your dream?
I had a dream.
My dream? I wished only to serve Amira and its people, and I have done that.
Well, if you've already been doing that, what else is there? Or will you just continue to serve?
I suppose it would be nice to see other forests.
I know of one person who travels from forest to forest. Maybe you could go and venture off with her.
That's fair. So I have no interest in hanging out with your floozies.
Floozy she may be, but she is not mine.
Perhaps, but hopefully after we survive.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you wanted to serve Vamira, yet also felt stuck within the forest.
It is tradition. My family has always served the king. There's no higher honor. That would not change anything.
Well, perhaps this is your opportunity to engage more of the adventurous side of yourself. See more of the world outside the forest.
Perhaps in time.
But it also sounds like you do not agree with Vamira taking part in this upcoming battle. As that will just be leading the people to certain death, as you said.
Well, you have to admit, it is quite a daunting foe.
Yes. Vamira could sit out, but it does not guarantee anyone's safety.
The odds are just not in my favor.
Not yet they aren't, but our odds are improving little by little.
I know very little about the gods, but I do know that if this one is as powerful as you say, I know he got to be this way by leaving death in his wake. Do you know how the primal deities were brought into being?
No clue.
If not me. He reads
Religion check.
For what?
Do I know?
Religion
Religion or history?
It'd be history for this particular check, but yeah, I'd say you can roll for it. You did learn about them, just not how they came into being.
19.
It's pretty good. I'd say, instead of knowing for sure, it's kind of more of a hypothesis you have. And you kind of understand that, well, many of the pantheons that exist today that people believe in, and even yourself, no one knows how many of these deities are real. But many of the pantheon that exists today, well, they represent some aspect of humanity, some aspect of belief system. You know that the primal gods, the first, the kind of original gods, they didn't represent things, they embodied them. And they embodied them to such a full extent that, it wasn't, none of them were really just in their own ways. You also know from the book that there were many, many more of them at some point. But the more they killed each other, the more powerful they became, until eventually you had the ones you've learned about.
So if one primal god kills the other, do they like assume their mantle and become like both gods?
They take their powers.
But do they become like the god of
No.
something? So what
No.
happens to that? They're not like in charge of anything? Like their absence doesn't affect anything?
Doesn't seem so.
Interesting.
And you know that many of them are either gone and have kind of ceased to exist, or cling on to followers that are far and few between. And then the book that you had lists the ones that they were able to recover texts about anyway. Very, very old texts about them. And you found that book that was transcribed, you can see the many, many generations it took to decipher these stone tablets and kind of get this knowledge that you have. Kind of the first scholars recorded this data. So you can tell them this however much of it you want to.
Oh, I don't tell them any of that.
Okay.
I just know.
Okay. So she continues and she says, nobody really knows how they came to being. Perhaps it was fate's idea of just testing out humanity, seeing what would happen. These deities were created in their wake, the first settlers, the first inhabitants of our little world. But the more they battled each other, the more powerful they became until they became like gods themselves. Azael was the worst of these ones. He began turning on his fellow pantheon, obsessed with becoming the perfect being, to lead the world in ideal justice. Needless to say, I do not like our odds. Fighting an enemy we know very little about, and against odds that are massive. Let's have cheers, and she kind of just downs her drink.
Let's raise my glass a little. Doesn't seem like something to cheers about, but alright.
She kind of stands up. She says, I apologize. It seemed to put a damper on the evening. I'll take my leave now.
I'm tired. I think I'm going to retire for the evening. You guys have rooms here? More than welcome to stay.
Thank you.
Night. And I get up and just immediately fall over and just
Okay.
On the floor?
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I slowly finish my drink.
Okay.
Does Mazakazu ever come back?
He comes and gets more food. After everyone's kind of left, he kind of like looks around and like grabs what people aren't eating.
We're gonna wake up in the morning, he's gonna be a full grown something.
Yeah.
Every once
Be
in a while, my
enormous.
ears twitch from him eating, and I'm just like, what?
Nuts. But if nothing else, the evening persists and morning comes. Varys, at least, being probably the nearest one to this noise, you would hear the kind of pounding on the door, and it's maybe 5 in the morning, like barely night has even passed. Sun's not even up yet.
And just like go to stand up and hit my head on the table, like, no! God! Get up. It's like, oh my Is that in my head or is that a door?
And starts pounding again.
Oh God, it's both. I walk over to the door and open it. Hello?
And, you see, you have not seen any members of the council, but you see Awen and the council members I described to Alexa earlier. You see 3 of them with her.
Hello, Awen.
Good morning, Varys.
Oh.
I hope you slept well.
As well as one can sleep on one's floor. Who are these fine folks with you?
Are they members of the council? We've come for Alexia.
Oh.
It's not. Oh wait. Yeah. But freaking.
I see. Well,
Good
Come on
thing I
in.
didn't drink a lot.
I move to the side to allow them to enter. She should be just up the stairs here, and I shut the door and lead them upstairs to the room that
You step over Keela that she's passed out on the stairs.
is like,
Classy proud.
it's like, don't mind her.
Sure enough, you hear a knock on the door, Alexia. Mazazu kind of growls.
Oh, he was in with me?
Yeah.
Oh, double buddy. How big is he? I wake up.
Looks a little bit bigger.
Just a little bit. Alright.
I'm
He's definitely doubled in size since yesterday. Yeah.
Just that pot roast. I open the door slowly. Gosh. Still not totally awake.
Just, good morning, Your Majesty.
Technically, we haven't done the coronation, so I'm not technically Your Majesty yet.
Then technically, I have no trouble saying, get your ass ready.
Alright, give me a minute.
You have no minutes. Come, we'll clean you up the palace.
Okay. I at least grab my stuff and just like walk off with her.
past me on the steps, and you see Keyleth suspended in the air with this giant floating hand. So I'm walking up the stairs, and the hand is just following me. Passed out on the stairs is fun.
Figures she would go and do something like that. She was already mentally gone by the time I arrived yesterday. Well, I guess I'll see you guys later.
Have fun.
Yes, I would see you and Ithlin at the palace gates at noon for the coronation speech.
Noon it is. Take care. I hope everything goes well.
As do I.
I'm going to take Keyleth to my room and put her in the bed and just tuck her in and then leave.
With Bigby's hand, you tuck her in?
Yeah,
You have him just...
just like,
Hey, I mean, that's the safe way to do it.
You really
Rocks the
need to
whole
just
bed.
like fold her as like an open burrito. Just like flip her
just
over.
have it like
There you
use its fingers to just go like really tuck her in.
Mhm.
Okay. So you are immediately kind of pulled in every direction after you kind of walk through the city. And the city itself, you know, just barely any trace of light is starting to come up over the horizon. It's still pretty dark, but you're getting that kind of soft glow from the coming sunrise. And you look at Vamira and, you know, there's still fireflies and everything out. And it's very peaceful. There's just nobody out doing anything yet. Yeah, led into the palace, and that's where you're pulled in every direction as they kind of start grabbing your hair and start brushing out tangles and everything, and kind of shove you into a bath. And water's kind of lukewarm.
Oh. Worst. Okay.
Then they clean under your fingernails and things like that. 3 to 4 different servants are cleaning you currently. And then you don't really have time to kind of enjoy the bath afterwards, as they kind of pull you out and they have you dried off and everything, given a robe, and then they take you into this room and they have these different colored robes and say, which one would you like to be presented in?
What are the color options?
Red, blue, and green.
Blue.
Okay. They're kind of like grabbing your like kind of soft, kind of wet, still dry hair, and they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do with this, and they kind of just like wrap it up at first.
I can't have like my side braid.
After a couple hours, they have you, different fragrances put all over you, and this blue robe kind of wrapped around you with different bits tied off with ribbons. Your hair is kind of pulled up, and they have different breadths, kind of just keeping parts of your hair side down, as well as different needles and stuff kind of sticking through your hair to give it this kind of like taller shape. And you kind of look in the mirror and you see you just look nothing like your usual self.
Nope. Do I feel like I look like a queen?
No.
No. Oh,
Probably not.
it's unfortunate. Here we go.
Is this how you wish to be presented?
Nope.
How would you want to change it?
I want my side braid.
Okay.
I want to look like myself. I'm not trying to change myself for Vamira.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not trying to change Vamira.
Oh.
I don't have to have big hair.
Well, I mean, your stuff is in your room that you're currently in, looking at yourself in the mirror. You can change into your armor, do your hair how you want to, How do you want to be presented to the people?
I'll keep the robe, but I'll have my bag of holding. I redo my hair. So are the needles are any of the needles or breads decorative stuff?
No,
Or they're
it's all to
actually,
keep your hair down and
Okay. So I do my side braid.
Okay.
And yeah, I do my side braid.
Yep.
And I have the robe.
Yep. You can put your armor on instead.
No, that's okay. I don't need my armor.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be unfortunate if someone tries to assassinate me, but yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to be presented as a warrior or not, or...
I mean, if I could snap my fingers and change into it, that'd be dope. But I can't.
You cannot,
So.
but you can put it on. You still have time.
So you said
I'll wear the robes.
this is going to be like a private thing,
This
but then
part of the business.
then later.
Yeah. Later, everyone will be involved.
I'm ready.
Nope. So you were brought into that same room beforehand where you had spoken with the council, and you see the will of the land there, giving that gentle humming and that slight glow to it. And the council members are there, and Awen steps forward and she says, "When you are ready, reach out and claim it."
Where's Mazakuzu?
Not with you.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you left, you kind of just took up the warm spot of the bed you were laying in and just laid there.
Traitor. Alright, I reach out.
Okay.
And I take it.
So, you feel this kind of invisible force around it as you go and reach out to grab it, and it kind of repels your hand as you reach forward.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What do you do?
I push through.
Yep.
Push through the invisible barrier. And take it.
Okay. You kind of push forward, and as this happens, the markings along the stones in this room, all those intricate designs in them, they begin to glow slightly. And you kind of keep pushing through, and they start to glow brighter and brighter. And before long, there's just the light is kind of or the room is basked in this kind of glow, this kind of pale green glow from all the markings lit up. And as you reach further and further, just barely out of your grasp, it keeps trying to repel you over and over again. You look around, you see that the green vines that have been kind of covering this room, they're starting to grow flowers on them. And finally, you kind of get to that point where you can just barely touch it, and with the last of your strength, you push through, and there's this kind of residual just whoosh feeling as you're not really grabbing it physically, but it's in your hand, just kind of barely floating above your hand.
Oh yeah. I feel the power.
And so you have it there, and it kind of floats off of your hand and kind of hits your chest and just kind of into you. And you feel warmth just kind of spread throughout your body.
Is there any like weird like effect, like it like goes in and I'm just like
If you want it.
I just like absorb it.
Yeah.
Do I feel all powerful now?
Not all powerful, but you definitely feel a surge of kind of energy.
Like natural energy?
Mm-hmm.
Like connected? Can I move the vines?
No.
No. Well,
You reach out and try and nothing happens.
they're just like, what are you? Stretching my arm. What next?
Now you must address your people.
They woke me up at 5 and it's already noon and this is all that's been done.
They spent hours getting you ready.
Gross.
Spent hours getting you ready and dressing you and doing your hair over and over again and like, oh, I don't like that look, and changing it. And
Man, that means I've been drinking a really long time.
you haven't slept yet.
What am I up to now?
Roll with advantage.
Yeah, just like,
No,
Come
roll
down.
them both and combine the two.
oh my god.
This is additive because I rolled a nat 1, so that means it has to go up each time. So last time I rolled a 5, so I'm up to 5.
You're up to 6 at least, so
Yeah.
roll those both and add 6 to it.
Oh Jesus! I've had 30 glasses of wine.
I am just like in the dining room, prestidigitating everything clean. I just like look at him like, you're still up?
What?
Have you been drinking all night?
What?
How many barrels did you go through?
At least one entirely.
I kind of like knock on like the sour one. It sounds really hollow.
Kong, kong, kong.
Didn't we have something to do today?
Yes, we have to go for the coronation speech soon.
I imagine Frozen. It's Coronation Day. What? Just like
Good news is I'm sure they'll be having people celebrating in the streets, maybe. I don't know how these
until
coronations
they
work.
find out who was appointed ruler.
Probably.
Gonna be rotten tomatoes all over the place.
So, what do you guys do?
Well, we probably need to leave.
Does anyone bring Masakazi?
I don't remember to do that.
I at least go and look for him. This dog. I look I'm not even looking for him. I'm looking for all the bones that he's leaving all over the place. The trail will lead me to him. I prestidigitate Sherlock Holmes cap.
Okay.
Take out my pipe.
Make a insight check.
We've got footprints over here. Footprints. Clearly the juices of roast meat. An insight check?
Mm-hmm.
30.
30. You realize the intelligence of this creature as you're looking around for traces of bones and things to kind of lead you to him. And you see nothing at first, but they're kind of placed meticulously where when you turn around to step, you immediately step on one.
Little bastard.
Pick up the bone and begin looking for more.
And you kind of start walking up the stairs, and you step on one of the stairs.
Just shake my head. Just picking up stupid bones.
You kind of hit the landing of the upper stairs where the rooms are, and you kick one skittering across the hallway.
Go after it. Just continue doing this till I find him. Where's he at?
He's actually in your bed.
Is he cuddling with Keyleth?
No.
Did he?
He's kind of just left a couple bones on her. And he's just sitting by the bed. Waiting expectantly for you to enter the room.
I'm just
Kind of dog tilts his head, looks at you.
Come here.
And he lays down.
I walk over stealthily. I don't want to wake her up.
I mean, she's drunk sleeping. She's
Yeah,
probably
she's
not
probably-
gonna wake up.
At that point, he barks. And not enough to wake her, but enough to stir her. As she rolls over and the bones on top of her fall onto the ground in front of you, and he runs past you.
Just and I go and pick up the bones. And I examine them. Are there any that are look like they'd be good for him to chew on?
A couple of them are. One of them is the big roast he ate by himself. The other ones are kind of just turkey leg bones and things like that. Not very big, but.
Oh yeah, giving him a turkey leg bone. I go and find him. And I'm just now most dogs that I know like to chew on these things. What about you? And I hold it out.
Doesn't even acknowledge it and just turns his head.
Let's see. What is wrong with you? I throw them away. Did you want to come with me? To go and see the Queen's coronation?
He goes and stands by the door.
I see. I don't know if you're telling me you want to go with me or if you need to go to the bathroom, which I hope you did not do in the house, by the way. Just look at him. You ready to go with him?
I'm kind of just looking around I can't tell where that noise came from. Huh? Oh.
It's going to the dining room Ithlin. Hello?
What?
Are you ready? We have to go.
Oh. Yes.
Come on, put your goddamn pants on.
Just running around naked.
I assume his pants are off or something.
Some article of clothing is always gone if one drinks a lot.
He's just sitting there with a wife beater on chicken stands, beer in his mouth. No pants.
It's probably accurate.
It's like, what are you doing?
So when you guys end up leaving, you do see that the city's packed. Everyone has come out for this. You have trouble making your way through the crowd. The sun is high in the sky at this point. Not really bothering you because you haven't hit hangover status yet. You're still drunk, considerably. But it beating down on you is like starting to make you sweat a little bit. Just a little bit more than usual.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you guys make your way through the crowd. Manage to push your way up to the front. At this point, you see soldiers standing in a line in front of the palace gates, just kind of holding people back and making sure there's a perimeter around the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Right on.
So we're all just supposed to wait here.
Mm-hmm. Any trouble you guys have through the crowd, you see the guardian starts biting people in the leg, and they start like, "Hey, what the hell?" And they move enough for you guys to get through. It's
It's
just
like, stop biting people. Jesus. This thing. I'm going to find a leash for you at one point. Can never keep to himself. Dog. He's going to kill me one day, I know it. I'm going to wake up and he's going to have like a big old leg bone just sitting on the side of the bed where I'm sleeping, and I'm going to lift the covers up and my leg's going to be gone.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, we'll wait for Alexia to get back.
Oh.
Stop that.
Hmm?
Stop that.
I'm tired,
You're
man.
making me sleepy.
I feel you, dude. I'm still tired from yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't get a chance to make coffee.
Oof.
Okay.
That's
be
the
careful.
worst.
So up on the balcony, kind of overlooking the city, the council members that stood by you all walk out, and they kind of make a line along the edge of the balcony. And then Awen walks out, and she takes her place on the other side, and then she motions for you to come out.
Oh man. Okay. I walk out.
You look out, and the kind of immense pressure of what's going on kind of hits you as you see that there's all these people just looking up at you.
I don't think I'd be on a balcony. Thought it'd be more like levels.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the cheers kind of die down, you know, after a couple minutes
Just like,
as they like realize what's happening, and they kind of just stand there like. You see the people around you guys down on the ground. They're like turning like, really? Like, is this a joke? What do you want to say?
oh, my turn. Okay. Alright. I am not of Vamira. I was not raised here, and I know little of the Vamiran culture. But I hope to learn during my time. I was told my grandfather spoke from his heart and informed the people what was at stake, so I'm going to do the same. I have been judged and hated solely based on my appearance my entire life. But over the years I have traveled and made friends and became the champion of Bandon. Yet something always brought my mind and heart back to Vamira, the homeland of my mother and her family. I respect the traditions of Vamira and understand my acceptance of the throne may go against some of those traditions, but I hope to earn your trust and acceptance. The most difficult part of this is now having the responsibility to inform you war is upon us, upon the entire world, and to protect Vamira and its culture, it will be necessary to stand with Vanden and the allies they have gathered in hopes of destroying the evil coming against us. I know this is all difficult to accept, and I will not ask anyone to fight if they do not wish to. All I ask is that you heed and consider my words. The future of Vamira is my focus. Turn page. To have a future, Vamira will need to embrace other countries, for the war that is approaching is not one any country can survive alone. But together we stand a chance. Together we can create hope for the world's survival. I stand firm in my position as ruler, and hope in time I can gain the trust of you, the citizens and life of Vamira. I am but a humble ally, and hope to honor my family during my time as ruler. I reach into my bag of holding, pull out my grandfather's sword, kind of like put it in the ground in front of me, kneel to one knee, and do a slight bow to the people.
Okay.
How far away am I from...
The balcony's maybe like 50 feet up or so.
Okay, so I'm like pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Boo! Oh, wait, shit, sorry.
Such an ass.
Woo!
I shoot an arrow at it.
It says boo at first, and I'm just like,
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, okay. Nat 20! Oh, and a 19.
Very nice.
23. That's the precision roll you need when you're trying to become queen.
Mm-hmm. So, very few people react negatively.
Oh yeah. Iflin is not one of those.
I corrected myself. I'm just really drunk.
Soon, a sea of applause kind of echoes around you.
I stand and raise my grandfather's sword into the sky and scream, "For Vamira!"
Something stirs inside of you, and you kind of feel your hand start twitching.
Do I start floating?
No.
Damn.
You kind of start feeling your hand twitch, your empty hand twitch.
Oh, okay. Alright. So, I don't.
How do you react?
I look at my hand. Try to figure out why it's twitching.
Okay.
So why is it twitching?
You hold out your hand, and you hear this voice in the back of your head, this kind of serpentine, raspy voice that says, "Well said.
Oh no.
It is time that you finally looked inside yourself.
Oh.
If we would fight against Azael, then I would fight with you."
Oh, okay.
And you kind of hold out your hand, and this flash of blue light Leviathan appears.
Oh!
And has awakened a new power.
Oh, booyah!
Nice.
nice.
In addition, you gain the leadership feat.
What's that?
And because of the will of the land, you gain the ability to speak with animals at will.
Any animals?
You just cast the spell, speak with animals, once a day.
Wait, what? Speak with animals?
Mm-hmm. You already have Druidcraft.
Mm-hmm.
So, speak with animals, purify food and drink, beast sense,
That's not how you spell drink.
Drank.
drank.
Drink. Beast sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright, so the leadership feat is separate from
Yes.
like what the will of the land allows me
So,
to do.
the leadership feat.
Dang. Oh, silly.
Sorry, inspiring leader. That's what it's called. So, you can spend 10 minutes inspiring your companions, shoring up their resolve to fight. When you do so, choose up to 6 friendly creatures, which can include yourself, within 30 feet of you, can see or hear you, and can understand you. Each creature can gain temporary hit points equal to your level plus your charisma modifier. And you can do this, they can benefit until they have a long or short rest. But only once. Until those things happen. So.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. What page is that in?
Player's handbook.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Leviathan just like shows up in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You can now summon it or dismiss it at will.
Nice. So I just like hear him in my head.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I think I don't say out loud, but I think. Thank you. I look forward to fighting with you, and I dismiss the bill.
So, with that being said, the cheers of the mirror kind of echo out across the entire city at this point. Ithlin and Varys, you guys are almost kind of trampled, and the excitement of the people around you just kind of jumping up and down, swinging their arms around, cheering and clapping. And you guys kind of look up and see Alexia there, and Awen steps forward and she says, "Very well, then we prepare for battle." And we'll end tonight's session there.
Good stuff.
Bow to me.
So, thank you everyone for watching. If you're just catching the stream now, so usually we record all these episodes and they're on YouTube, but we've lost a couple episodes in the recent months. Just due to technical difficulties, I'm not downloading properly or not uploading properly and getting corrupted in the process. I did not say at the beginning of the stream, but I'll say it now. Any of the music you guys heard tonight does not belong to me whatsoever. This is all from the royalty-free section of YouTube. So just type that into YouTube, go check out that page, because a lot of the great talented artists there making these great, mashups and mix-ups and just this great fantasy music. So if you're playing a D&D game, use it. They also have iTunes pages where you can actually purchase some of their content too. So go check them out and support it. Lastly, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to a channel for free every month. No cost to you. So if you want to send that our way, much appreciated. But just hanging out every week is enough. We will catch you guys next week, hopefully.
2 arrows per attack. Nice.
Later.
Bye.